I just got back from the gym. Treasure Island, Chapter 4. I go to Bristol. Finding a ship took longer than the squire thought it would. While he was in Bristol, I spent long hours studying the treasure map. I wondered what we would find when we got to the island. Strange animals, wild savages. In all my dreams, I never imagined anything as strange and terrible as what lay in store for us. Finally, the squire's letter arrived. It was addressed to the doctor. "Dear Lizzie, the ship is bought. She lies at anchor, ready for sea. She's a sweet ship. A child could sail her. Her name is the Hispaniola." The squire had other news too. He had hired a captain named Smollett, and he had hired a cook for the voyage. The cook's name was Long John Silver. Long John had only one leg, but that was proof that he was a hero. He had been in the navy, and he had lost a leg fighting for his country. Long John owned a tavern called the Spy Glass Inn, but now he wanted to go to sea again. The squire wrote that Long John had been a big help to him. He knew all the sailors in town. He had helped the squire pick the ones we were taking along on our adventure. 2 days later, I went down to Bristol. The squire's servant, Tom Redruth, went with me. He was coming along on the voyage too, and so were 2 other of the squire's men, Mr. Hunter and Mr. Joyce. The squire met us when we arrived. He was wearing a blue sea officer's uniform. He had even started walking like a sailor. He was having a wonderful time. Clearly he was very happy to see us. "When do we sail?" I cried. "Sail?" said he. "We sail tomorrow." After I'd had something to eat, the squire gave me a note to deliver. It was addressed to John Silver at the Spy Glass Inn. Ever since I read the squire's letter, I'd been worried about this John Silver. Was he the one-legged sailor of my nightmares? When I saw Long John, I felt ashamed of myself for being afraid. True, Long John Silver had only one leg, but he looked nothing like the monster of my imagination. Long John had a plain, honest face. He was a hard worker too. He used his crutch to hop around the tavern as lively as a bird. And how that man could talk. "Hawkins, my lad," he said to me, "you are as smart as paint. I can see that right away. You and I should get on well." That day he told me many stories about life at sea. Soon I had told him my story too, all about Blind Pew and what had happened at the Admiral Benbow Inn. Long John acted shocked. Long John treated me like a grown-up. He made me feel important. Ever since my father died, I had been lonely. I wanted so much to believe that Long John was really my friend. Dr. Livesey arrived in Bristol later in the afternoon, and that night we all slept on the Hispaniola. In the morning, just after sunrise, all the sailors took their places on deck. The anchor came up, the ship's sails caught the wind. Soon we were racing out of the harbour. Long John Silver was up on deck too. "So ho, mates," he cried, "we're off." "Let's have a song," one of the men called out to him. Long John started to sing. 15 men on the dead man's chest. In one voice, all the men answered back, "Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum." That was Billy Bones's song. It seemed strange that Long John and all the crew all knew it too. Well, I thought, maybe all the sailors sing that song. Anyway, it was too late to worry about that now. We were already on our way to Treasure Island.